Since its inception, Star Ghana Foundation has supported civil society and citizens to have their voices heard through the media and supported media programming on issues of social exclusion. Through TV3's Mission Ghana broadcast, reporters have traversed the length and breadth of the country, listening to the voice of citizens and exposing stories where people have faced barriers to accessing quality education and health services. TV3 Mission has helped to trigger action by decision makers, which has led to improvement in service delivery in many cases.
Star Ghana started as a program funded by DANIDA, that's Danish Foreign Affairs, the European Union, USAID, and then the Department for International Development of the UK government. It is a 10-year program seeking to strengthen transparency, accountability, and responsiveness in our governance. So the impact of STAR since 2010 should be measured around how effective we have been in supporting citizens and citizens groups to hold government accountable.
To date, there have been over 972 mission stories and 402 mission get results where reporters have followed their initial report to showcase positive changes along with 8 mission awards.
Mission is going to the Bandai community to assess its work and impact in that community. Come along.
Let's go on a journey to discover the impact of TV3 Mission's work in the area of gender, equality, and social inclusion. The Bandai district is one of the 2 newly created administrative districts carved out of the East Gonja district in the northern region. The impact of Star Ghana's work both in the health and educational sector in the district has been enormous. Let's begin from the Kachilende DA Basic School. In 2018, TV3 Mission reported on the poor state of the school. The school had inadequate furniture, compelling pupils to sit on broken desks during instructional hours. School authorities, overwhelmed by these problems, decided to use pupils as labor on school farms to raise money by molding yam mounds during instructional hours. And after the reports aired on Mission, the Ghana Education Service stopped the school from using pupils as labor to work on the farm. The Ghana Education Service later became responsive and supplied the school with 80 dual desks, teachers' tables, and chairs.
Let's monitor their progress and see how they are using the desks to support their teaching and learning.
The pupils now have decent seats, making teaching and learning comfortable and enjoyable.
I will tell TV3 that we appreciate their good work. They should continue with their coverage.
Thank you, TV3 Mission.
Still on education, the Bandai Senior High School Girls' Dormitory has been completed and currently occupied by students. When TV3 Mission first visited the school in 2017, congestion, lack of ventilation, and constant threats of reptiles and rodents were issues students and school authorities were grappling with. Portions of the roof of the school girls' dormitory block had been ripped off during the storm. After watching the reports, the Bandai District Assembly came to the aid of the school to complete a dormitory block in the school which had stalled. Students and teachers of the school were grateful to TV3 Mission.
When TV3 came and did the story, we had the, in fact, I would say we had the result, very good results.
We timed them very well.
Coming up, snapshots of results achieved through TV3 mission Stagan.
The Pandai District Hospital was given a hospital status 2 years ago, but it lacks adequate infrastructure. It is a major referral center in Pandai and also serves some parts of Nanumba South District. The hospital has no emergency ward, and so authorities have designated the corridor area to serve that purpose, but this can only accommodate 2 beds. Existing wards have challenges. The maternity ward, for instance, is not spacious enough. As a result, only few people can have access to beds and gain admission at the facility. There are no incubators to cater for preterm babies.
That was the situation at the Pandai Polyclinic. Now, pregnant women access healthcare with ease. This follows the construction of a fully furnished maternity ward after TV3 mission's expose.
With this maternity block, inshallah, it will be 0 for every delivery in Kanda district.
In 2017, TV3 Mission reported on the plight of residents in the Dafiama Busie Isa district of the Upper West region.
It was a bad land when Mission first visited in 2017. The situation is no longer the same.
From ground zero 2 years ago, this is what authorities here at the Dafiama Busie Isa district have been able to do. Virtually every needed structure for a district hospital is either near completion or completed. Over 50,000 residents of this district will no longer have to go through the drudgery of traveling to Natoli Kalio or the Wa Municipal in order to access healthcare.
From the northern region, let's now cross over to the Bongo region to assess TV3 Mission's work in the Doma Central Municipality. Our first report at the Jide Kindergarten School showed how pupils studied in harsh conditions. The structure accommodating the pupils was near collapse at the time of our visit. The situation at the Kufesia Kindergarten School was no different. Pupils studied in a makeshift structure. But after TV3 Mission highlighted the deplorable nature of both schools, the Doma Central Municipal Assembly stepped in. Work on a 2-unit multi-purpose classroom block for kindergarten pupils of Jide and Kufesia schools is almost complete.
There is an ultra-modern KG. We are even surprised to have this wonderful KG. I also want to thank Star Ghana too, and then TV3 for your coverage and your contribution, especially towards this program.
Once you cover our stories, then you put us on our toes, because the world is watching through TV3. So we don't have any choice but to do the right thing and to do it timelessly.
Still on education in Doma Central, officials at the Ghana Education Office in the Doma Central Municipality in the Bongo region had been operating from this rented apartment for more than 3 decades. One part of the rented facility was in a sorry state. Construction of a new project funded by the Assembly and Gets Fund had stalled for 8 years with the contractor abandoning sites. The Directorate's power supply had been cut due to its indebtedness but after TV3 Mission's reports, this situation changed. The contractor who abandoned work on the Doma Central Municipal Education Office returned to site. The building is almost complete, while power has also been restored to the rented facility serving the Education Directorate. During the first visit of TV3 in the KINKELI Primary School, officials promised to put up a new building to replace a dilapidated structure that endangered the lives of pupils and kept many at home. KINKELI Primary School boasts of a new 3-unit classroom block. Some 8 months after Mission reported on congestion in schools in the Y-East District in the Upper West region, authorities are working hard at reversing this trend. At the MANWE Primary and Kindergarten, which had 240 pupils, the District Assembly has rehabilitated 2 old structures to enable school authorities find a new classroom for the kindergarten pupils.
A year ago when we came here, this structure you're seeing here was in a dilapidated state, near collapse. Students were congested in the main school structure. Today, the building is in quite good shape and it is being used by pupils. What is needed now is a furniture for these kids to sit down. A whole class has just a few furniture to allow kids to learn.
The people of YARO in the Y-East District now have a new school for the junior high school block. For the first time in the history of the community, the District Assembly has constructed a 6-unit classroom block, an office and a library for the school. This follows TV3 Mission's expose of the poor nature of the old school building put up by the community. Reports indicate that reptiles chased pupils in classrooms due to the poor state of the building. Some 8 months after Mission's advocacy for improved healthcare in the Y-East District of the Upper West region, some efforts are yielding results. The District Assembly is using the District Development Fund to start a district hospital. The mission team described the Dafiama-Busia Issa district of the Upper West region as an area that has no two communities joined by a tarred road. That description was in October 2017. Fast forward, the district now has 14 kilometers of road tarred after TV3 missions reports. 3 communities are now joined by a tarred road. The Bongo Balongo Bridge and culvert, damaged in 2014, has been reconstructed. The reconstruction follows TV3 mission story on the effects the damaged bridge was causing to socio-economic activities in the area. Government effort in reconstructing the bridge was motivated by TV3 Mission Ghana's story on how it affected healthcare and revenue generation. Residents of KULUN and the Y East district of the Upper West region can now access quality education and healthcare due to the construction of the KULUN bridge. Hitherto, school children abandoned education to ferry people across the KULUN River at a fee when it floods, while healthcare givers could not deliver healthcare to communities. Still in KULUN, residents in the Y East district of the Upper West region can now heave a sigh of relief after enduring years of scooping unwholesome water from a pond for use. A borehole has been constructed for the community. Let's now go to the northern region, where the LOLOTO primary school in the Bandai district has recorded an increase in female enrollment after the donation of sanitary pads by a non-governmental organization.
It helped me now. When I'm coming to school, I feel confidence. Now that I'm having the sanitary pad, I don't fear again because I know that I'm well protected.
Coming up, snapshots of results recorded by TV3 Mission Ghana. Mission program on TV3 no doubt has addressed pressing social challenges, raising public awareness on gender, equality and social inclusion, and demanding that government keeps to its promise of making Ghana a better place for the socially marginalized and the vulnerable.
The future is actually to develop and strengthen the Star Ghana Foundation, not to compete with other CSOs and NGOs across the length and breadth of this country, but to serve as a center for active citizenship, mobilizing resources to support civil society organizations and media, helping to coordinate the work of civil society, and catalyzing the actions that would develop these constructive relationships between civil society and the media and government, so that at the end of the day, we would all be working towards a Ghana where government is more transparent and more responsive and accountable to us.